Right now, we turn our attention to high school football and a really good story developing. A brand is back. It's great that the brand is back. It's a legacy. Booker T. Washington High School. What a season for the girls basketball program this past year. Great story there, but the football program, a great story too. Started up again in 2018, and by 2019, this is a team that's beating a traditional power in Lutcher in the playoffs. So a really good story developing there, and an even better story with the gentleman that joins me now, because when I first started in the business, I met his father, who was at Booker T. Washington, and we became great friends because he taught me a lot about life. We just had a great relationship, and we hit it off right away and became his friend through his days at Carver, and then, of course, leaving town to go to Washington Marion and coming back to 35. And, we lost Wayne Reese Sr. a couple of months ago to this dastardly, dreaded virus, and I love the man. But his son is a wonderful person who's making his own name in his own right while carrying on that name as well and carrying on the tradition of Booker T. Washington that his father helped set. He is Wayne Reese Jr. Wayne, listen, it's great to have you with us. Welcome to the show. I hope you're well.
Yes, Ken. How you doing, man? I hope all is well with you, too.
We are. Everything's great. And again, we continue to pray for Stella, your mom and the whole family, and just wonderful people.
Yeah.
And I know this had to be an incredibly difficult pill to swallow. I mean, it's hard for me to understand and believe because, here I am, the semifinal game last year, and they came so close, and I'm thinking, man, he's going to get his just due sooner or later, and, of course, he never got the opportunity.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, I'm a reason person, and things happen for a reason, but, the lives that, he touched throughout his career from the 70s to, now, that's more than any state championship. And, that's what he was about. He was about, making a difference in his community, making an impact in the community with these kids, showing them, you can go to college. You can, use your athletic scholarship to get a free education. And that's what that's what he's about. I tell people all the time, because everybody brings out, oh man, he was so close. But state championship for my dad, it was signing day. Making sure these kids have a school to go to. That's what that was his thing. I remember right before this past signing day, Wayne, I need to get this young man into college. Did you talk to son? That was his main thing. That was his main thing. And that's what he's about. Helping these guys get to the next level, get to where they want to be at. Maybe not to college, maybe a techno school. Whatever they wanted to do in life, he was always behind them.
Wayne Reese Jr. with us, and signing days would be there every year at the old campus on Kellerick, and then, of course, at the new campus in Gentilly, which is beautiful. There every year. He couldn't have been happier. Coach Daggs, of course, would make sure that we got there and got all the information, and talking to Dad was just great. And they produced so many good players. And you were around the 35 program, obviously, for a long time.
Yes, I was. We got there, 2002, 2003. Like any other program, you building, it was a challenge, but we got the community to believe in, the educational side and the athletic side. Because, before that, 35 been known for academics. It been known for academics. There was a Blue Ribbon School back in the 90s. So we just had to add the other piece to it. We just had to, have them young men believe that, guess what, you could do both. And guess what, if you excel in both, maybe you get a scholarship in academics and athletics and don't have to pay anything, have more money back in your pocket, So, it was good. I think the first year, I think we won like 2 games, and then the following year we wound up going to the second or third round of playoffs. We beat, I think, Holy Cross in the first round. Everybody was surprised, and that was the first year. That was the first year we 35 beat St. Augustine in like 20-something years. So, after we did that, it was a crazy around there. Alumni, like somebody told me, y'all put the 3-5 back in the 3-5. It was exciting, and that's what it was. We built it, and Coach Gags, I know, is going to do a real good job, continue to build a winning program. I mean, to have that program over there.
Visiting with Wayne Reese Jr. And before we talk about the Lions, just on the topic of your dad, one of the reasons we became great friends and cared so much about him is because of the character of the man. And I saw that right away. He embraced me when I was a very young guy in the business and made me feel very comfortable right at home. And I was so thankful and impressed that we had a relationship for years. And part of the reason for that is your dad didn't care what you looked like, where you came from. He was colorblind. He was class blind. He was just a guy that took people at face value and appreciated them for who they were. And that's what I appreciated about him. And given the social issues we're dealing with right now, isn't that how we all should be?
Yes. We that's weird. That's what he taught us. That's what I'm teaching my players. And this social day, this not just started. It's been going on. And what we did at Booker T. Washington is right night before a game, we call it team night. I have from judges, from NOPD, from CEOs of companies, alumni, regular day, everybody come and talk to our teams, and they open up about it. They open up about how they've been treated in the community with NOPD, and good and bad. So that's what we do, and we're gonna continue to do that. And I think with these kids, they different. They staying up, and we teach them, staying up for what you believe in. Stand up for what you believe in. Yes.
No reason not to, and no fear of doing so anymore, as perhaps there was in the past. And I'm glad you brought up the whole police issue, too, because I'm quite sure that those policemen you brought in are good people. And there are quite a few that are very good people. And you have really good detail, I'm sure, with your teams. And yet there's bad as well, and therein lies the problem. How do you balance that, and what do you try to teach and mentor these young men about to make sure that, you don't generalize? Just like racism is all about white people thinking all black people are bad, or discrimination is all about because you're poor means you're going to rob people and you're no good. The generalities that exist are just absolutely absurd. How do you handle that with kids, and what do you try to convey to them to make sure that they keep their hearts and their minds open?
Well, just like I said before, you have to tell them the truth. You have to be honest with them. You have to allow them to open up to you and ask, and let them know. They got to let you know how they feel, so you'll know how to attack the problem. But, at the end of the day, we all wake up the same. We all put our pants on the same. And that's what the beauty of that's what athletics is all about. We teach all that through a game of football. We game from people who are going to judge, this and that and this and that. But guess what? We're all working to a common goal, to win that game. And same thing, with what's going on today. That person might not treat you. They might look at you at a certain way. Guess what? It is what it is. We have to move on and know what we want to do in life, and there you go.
And the reason I say that is because it's been my experience, and I believe it with all my heart, that racism and discrimination is a taught behavior. When you're dealing with young people, and I mean young people, they don't think like that. And they don't act like that when they're children or adolescents. They get like that when they become old enough and educated enough and exposed enough to other people as to what they've seen and what they've been taught. To me, it's all about how you were taught. I was grateful and thankful that I wasn't taught that way. So I never felt that way, and that's the truth. But I really do believe that's the problem.
Yes, that is a problem. So, as coaches, as teachers, you have to show them. You have to show them. Come into your program, you have to, tell them, look, this what it is. Some people are going to judge you. But guess what? let's get into too deep of the problem. Why you feel that way? Why you feel that way? And once we handle that, and then there you go.
That's exactly what we've been trying to do for the last month on this radio show is try to have people understand why people feel the way they do and try to, for lack of a better word, inform and educate, because it's one thing for people to disagree about issues. They can be respectful, and I know I am, with anybody I might have a disagreement with and always will be. Just because I have a certain opinion doesn't make me right or wrong. And also, I'm going to be respectful of others. But the fact of the matter is that if we don't listen to others, how can you possibly understand why they feel the way they do? And I think that's the best thing that's coming out of this right now, is that there's a lot of information being put out there, and people can't help but hear what's going on and maybe get a better understanding as to why people feel hurt, why they feel offended.
And I think, I think we assume a lot. We assume a lot instead of just sitting down and talking to an individual like, why you feel this way? And once it come out and you're like, well, it's really not that bad. Okay, you like you said, this your opinion, this is my opinion, but guess what? We can agree up on something. And that's what I teach my kids. Don't judge anyone. Don't judge them. Get to know that person. Get to know that person why he feel that way. And that person get to know you and why he feel that way. Yeah.
Well, again, that to me is having ears to hear. It's so imperative to try to understand. If you're closed-minded, then you're going to close your ears. You're not going to listen to anybody. You're just going to have your own little world that you live in and think that everything's great, and when it's not. The goal of all of us every day of our lives is to make our own lives better and to make this city, this metropolitan area, and this country a better place to live for everybody. If you care, if you genuinely care about your children and your children's children, shouldn't that be your thought process?
Yes. That should be, but like I said before, you need to come to the table, and everybody needs to see that. Everybody needs to see that. Like you said, at the end of the day, we're not going to agree on everything, but we're going to agree on something. And and that's that's what I tell my kids, and that's what I tell my coaches, for as X and O's, as coaches, we don't agree on everything. But what? We're going to come together for the kids. We're going to work to a common goal for the kids. And I think that's what we need to do as a community. We are not going to agree up on everything, but let's come together for our kids, for the better of our kids, to help them understand what is going on today. And guess what? Them guys over there are probably not that bad. Let's get to know them. Let's get to know one another. No matter you're black, white, whatever, brown, blue, let's get to know one another. And I think that'll make, this community a better community.
Well, if more people would have that outlook, I think everything would be significantly better. A couple of minutes left with Wayne Reese Jr., your football team, as I mentioned. Great season last year, knocked off Fletcher in the playoffs. That's a great accomplishment in itself, losing to Madison Prep, a really good team. You got really good players coming back. A lot of focus on Tyrese Johnson. Just talk about your team coming back this year. I know you're excited about it.
Yeah. We're excited. We're excited. We've been excited about, Booker T. Washington program since I got there like 5 years ago. I've been with these guys, these upcoming seniors, since I was in 7th or 8th grade. So they've been looking forward to this. And then one thing I told these guys, you're building your legacy here, the new Booker T. Washington, and they're excited. They're excited, and it's our second year in varsity, playing varsity ball. We had a pretty good season last year. We, besides Tyree Johnson, we still have, I think 11 seniors altogether that have been with us since like 8th, 9th grade. So excited. They talk about every day. And they hopefully that we have this season, and they're ready to get it rolling.
Well, just point out the girls basketball team and say, that's us, guys. That's what we're going to do. We're going to end up in December playing in the Dome. How's that, man?
Yes, yes, yes. That's what we preach. We got one goal and one goal only, right there on Porter Street. And the good thing about Booker T. Washington, we can see the Superdome from our street.
You can walk there, my friend.
Yes, yes. And I always tell them, I tell them, a kid with some of the coaches and players said, we're going to be there. We're going to be there one day, and it's going to be sometime soon. And we're going to second line from the Superdome to Booker T. Washington after the game. And the thing is, the community excited, the alumni is all excited about Booker T. Washington football being back, just the athletic program being back. And, you talked about, the basketball, also baseball. Every sport that we had at Booker T. Washington made it to the playoffs in their first year of varsity. So, I got to give hats off to our, athletic director, Ryan Sims, from, building this athletic program. And we all had goals, and we all sat at the tables and then put them goals down. And, we still going at the goals, but we going in the right direction.
Ryan's a good man. He's been around high school athletics for a long time, so good guy to have. Great place to be. It's a great time to be a Lion, and looking forward to seeing what happens with Booker T. Washington football this fall. Wayne Reese Jr., thank you so much for the visit. Blessings to your family and to your program. Keep up the great work. God bless you. You hear?
Thank you. Thank you, Ken.
You got it, buddy.